See, that's nice. That's nice. Can you hear the birds chirping? The green leaves, the green grass. That's nice. To me, that's home. And feels good to be home. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, Will, Bill, Chill, Rachel. Woke up with a little bit of a coughing fit during the night. Staying at my sister's house in Roscoe, Illinois. Good morning, Will, Bill. And there's a lot of family here. And lots of cousins and lots of my two siblings are here. My dad's here, and a couple little dogs, and people are sleeping where they have to sleep, as families do. And I have my two of my nephews sleeping on mattresses in the basement, and I got a futon bed or whatever pulled out for me. And I woke up during the night and had a coughing fit, if you will, and I felt kind of bad because they're working the summer as farmers. They're picking green beans and doing whatever farmers do. I got back last night about 9 o'clock, and one of my nephews was all dirty and his fingernails were all dirty, and he said he's offered me some green beans. I'm going, green beans? I had just gotten done with a 500-mile scooter ride for the day, and thanks, Kelly. And my dad had ordered a few boxes of pizza, and I'd been out in Yellowstone for the last, 2+ months, missing Chicago area pizza and all sorts of good food, and was eating 6 to 8 pieces of sausage and pepperoni pizza, which was quite delicious, by the way. And my nephew's there offering me some green beans. No, thank you. No, thank you, nephew. For that offering, I'm going to cough during the night and wake you from your sleep. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is, what day is it? It's Tuesday morning. I got here a day early. Tuesday morning, I believe it is July 30th. It is 6:08 a.m. Happy Tuesday. Boy, feels good being here. I'm not even here, but I'm here in my mind. I'm here with family. I'm here in Illinois. I can hear the birds chirping, and I can see the green grass. And as strange as it is, the distant sound of traffic. I really miss the birds. The birds here are friendlier than they were in Yellowstone. They're sweeter, they're kinder, they're cardinals, they're robins, they're songbirds. The birds in Yellowstone were predatory birds. They were ravens and, I don't know, magpies. I tell you what, magpies don't sing a sweet song in the morning. Ravens do not sing a sweet song in the morning. It's nice hearing these birds back. It's nice being home. But anyway, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It is a show about me talking. It's a show about sharing experiences, some lessons learned along the highways of life. But for those who have been watching a while, you know it's also a show, good morning, about me sharing my love of coffee. I'm rubbing my ankle. It's still swollen. I am blessed. Thank you. Still swollen from my accident 2 or 3 days ago. Had a minor crash at low speed, going along a frontage road that ran out of road. All of a sudden I was on this dirt mountain, not mountainous, but dirt, gravel, rocky path with potholes, and I tried to swerve and I crashed. I hurt my ankle. But anyway, enough about my ankle. I am excited to have my first sip of coffee this morning, and my hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing on this morning, that you have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. I'll tell you what, I don't even know what type of coffee it is, but it's nice to be drinking coffee out of a regular coffee pot, made with love, made at home. Yeah, it's good to be back. So cheers again. I stopped last night at the store. There's a grocery store that I'm familiar with. And again, I'm in Roscoe, which is probably about 80 miles west, the western suburbs that I live in. And I knew of a store. I've been out here a bunch of times. My sister's lived here a few years. Hello, Jack Taylor. Late summer and fall is the best time for coffee. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that because it is late summer. But if you made that argument along the way of the year and said it's best in winter, or it's best summer mornings, or it's best spring afternoons, I'd agree with you as well on that. RJ wants to know if I saw any Casey's. I saw and stopped in a whole bunch of Casey's on the way home. Casey's seems really popular in the heartland of America, in Iowa, in Minnesota, maybe even in South Dakota. I don't remember right. In Nebraska. But once you leave there and you get into the mountains, or you get a little further east back into Illinois, it seems the Casey's are few and far between. I had somebody, one of my viewers works at a Casey's, and said they just opened a Casey's up in my hometown of Naperville, and that I should apply there. Their general managers actually do pretty well, I've heard. It is a really good store, and it's a really good gas station. And if they can bring the good merchandise and good donuts. I had a delicious apple fritter at a Casey's yesterday. Yeah, Casey's General Store. If I could bring that and the joy it gave me along the road to the people in Naperville, I wouldn't be above working at a Casey's. Seems like a good place. RJ says the stock does great too. I wouldn't be surprised. It's a really nice store, you know. I think they've got it figured out. If I see one of those and I see an Exxon or a Mobil or what have you, a typical gas station, I feel there's something hometown, homespun, friendly. Well, I know their donuts are going to be good. I know their coffee's going to be good. I know their people are going to be kind. I know their bathrooms are going to be, fairly clean as well. So seeing a Casey's makes me feel comfortable and safe and along the highway of life. So I'm not surprised that Casey's does well. I'm waving at my nephew Isaac, who's staring at. He's the one that offered me the green beans. Last night. Glad to see he's changed. Apparently he works hard. He and his brother Sammy are working at a farm this summer. Sammy's going into his senior year in high school, and Isaac's going off to college in Michigan, going to some small private school in Michigan. Wow. Kids grow up so fast. Life happens fast. How's it feel to be with family? It feels good. It feels so much more like home than being back at Yellowstone. Brenda's asking, Tommy John, hello. Brenda's asking, have I seen my babies yet? No, I just got in at 9:30 last night. We are converging here tomorrow. There's kind of a family reunion at my sister's house. I was supposed to get in tonight, and my ex-wife is going to drive out with the kids tomorrow. So I got in late last night and fell asleep, and here I am. So it's good to be home. It's good to be in Illinois, and it's good to be drinking some coffee with you. Good morning, Lynn. I rode 510 miles yesterday. I mean, I don't know if there's a world record kept on miles ridden on a scooter, but I think I have. I mean, certainly, you look up those world records, and people do crazy things for crazy durations. And I'm sure that although I think 510 miles deserves some sort of international recognition as most miles ever ridden on a scooter, I'm sure somebody's probably done 10 times that. I'm sure somebody's done 10 times that. Thank you, Lynn. I'm out in Roscoe at my sister's house, but thank you. How'd I do it? Well, I've gotten a little more. First of all, the weather was real nice on the ride home from Yellowstone. The weather was, hot, but fairly warm, or it was warm, and it wasn't too windy, so that helped a lot. And because of that, and because of the riding I've done this summer, I think I got a little more comfortable going at higher speeds. And I would say I averaged mid-50s most of the way yesterday versus maybe mid-40s on the way out in terms of miles per hour. And it helped me get through the miles a little quicker. I didn't feel in a huge rush. I took breaks when I needed to. I rested my butt. That was the hardest thing. I stopped for gas when I needed to. I did my push-ups every gas stop. I drank my coffee. I drank water. I made sure I was hydrated and caffeinated and ready to go. And the miles kind of ticked off. Towards the end in Illinois, I got a couple rain showers the last... It's funny, I say like 150 miles as if it's nothing. I don't know if you've been out on a long drive before. I'm sure you have. And if you're just driving, 100 miles around home, that seems like a long way. But when it's at the end of a cross-country trip, 100 miles doesn't seem so far. And I remember thinking, I only have 140 miles left. Before 3 months ago, I'd never gone over 50 miles in a day on my scooter. And I was already thinking I only had 140 miles left. I bumped the table. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep wobbling. But it feels good. It feels kind of strange. I got a couple days here, and it's kind of the calm before the storm. And it's not a storm. It's only a storm when we look at life with anticipation. It's not going to be a storm. But this is kind of welcome home part of my return to Chicago. And again, family is going to be around, and my babies are coming tomorrow morning. And it's going to be nice, and it's going to be comfortable, and there's going to be plenty of coffee and plenty of food and plenty of family, and it's going to be real nice. But a few days from now, I'm back to the real world and back to nailing down a job and nailing down housing and attacking the things that need attacked. But that's a couple days from now. That's a couple days from now, and I don't have to worry about that yet. I can kind of plan with anticipation of the future, because believe me, when you're riding across the country, you got a lot of time to think. You got a lot of time to think. And I did a lot of thinking on the ride, and my mind would vacillate between obscene awesome or optimism, thinking, wow, I'm awesome, I'm cool, I'm riding across the country. I'm in South Dakota. I tell you, I was in South Dakota, I was in Minnesota, I was in Iowa, I was in Wisconsin, and I was in Illinois yesterday on a scooter. That's got to be a record. 5 states. And I wasn't in New England. That would be too easy. Good morning, James. Yeah, Chip, live in the moment. I think it's cool if you can slightly plan and anticipate and realize you're going to be okay, but not get too stressed out or too forward thinking that you can't enjoy uh, the blessings we have around us. And yeah. So I stopped by the grocery store right before I got home last night. It was 8:50. I thought about it and I thought, boy, tomorrow morning I could really use some pumpkin spice coffee. I could really use some pumpkin spice coffee. People have been sending me pictures of pumpkin spice from their grocery stores at their respective homes. Figured the grocery store in Roscoe, Illinois would have pumpkin spice. So I walked in, it's a supermarket, which felt so good to be in. No supermarkets in Yellowstone. And I looked and quickly scanned the signs hanging above the aisles, found the coffee aisle. Coffee was back right, far corner of the store. Walked down, almost could get my salivary glands were almost going with anticipation, looking for an orange bag. There was no orange bag to be found. There was no orange bag to be found. I did find a bag of Sumatra, which is probably my favorite go-to coffee in the world, Starbucks Sumatra. It's not what I'm drinking yet, but it's going to be the next pot brewed if I have anything to say about it. And I'm going to make sure I do have something to say about it. But I went to the store manager and said, hey, by any chance, do you happen to know if you guys have any pumpkin spice coffee here? And he goes, no, I'm sorry, I don't think I do. I go, well, it's okay, but I know it's out. My friends have been posting about it on social media, and I've come a long way looking for pumpkin spice. I don't think he understood what I meant. He couldn't have understood what I meant. He didn't know where I came from. He didn't know I was wearing the same clothes that I put on that morning before my 500-mile trek across the country, with only one thought keeping me going. This is me riding my scooter, but it's really riding a horse. Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice. But it was not to be. Somebody asked if this is a pit stop or did I make it home. I made it home to, what do they say? We don't own anything, but we borrow it from just borrowing it from our ancestors. Not our ancestors, our children. That's not going to make much sense to you. Maybe every day's a pit stop. Maybe every day's a pit stop. Which is kind of yucky feeling if you look at it that way. But it's kind of an opportunity to start anew every day and get fresh and get going. But it feels a little different here than at the hotels I stopped along the way. Again, I have 2 or 3 days that I'm going to spend here. It's kind of doing whatever I want. Waking up knowing I'm not going to hop on the bike and ride across the country and see strange places. It's going to be a slower 2 or 3 days, I think, but I haven't really been back in civilization. There's no limit to what I can do. Good morning, B-Storm. There's no limit to what I can do. I could go to a Starbucks. Maybe if I get my brother or my dad to go with me, I can finagle one of them into buying me a venti mocha. Maybe I can. Maybe I could go RV shopping. Maybe I could have a quiet day taking a nap. Maybe I can count my blessings. Thank you, God, for the birds chirping behind me. I woke up this morning, the light was just peeping through the window. It was 5:50 in the morning. I expected to sleep in a little later, but I laid there. Saw the light coming up, figured it was time to get going. And it's easy to forget our habits and the things we do. And if you're in a hotel, or even at your sister's house, to not count your blessings before you get out of bed, or not make your bed, or not do your stretching, or You know, it's easy, life on the road, to forget your good habits. I forgot a couple of them. I didn't stretch this morning. But I'll tell you what, before I got out of bed, I thought of 5 things I was grateful for. And it was real easy. It was real easy. And I look forward to my day with some gratitude and honestly some feeling of accomplishment that with God's help I got here in 4 days. I covered 1,400 miles, 500 on the last day, with just one minor accident along the way, which again I talk about the getting knocked down and picking yourself back up. After I crashed my bike, I realized I was reasonably okay, and my bike was reasonably okay, minus both of us some scratches and bruises. I sent a picture of my ankle to my brother, and he goes, "Oh my God, are you going to take a plane home?" And I go, "What are you going to do?" And I go, "No, I'm going to brush myself off, going to get back on my bike, and I'm going to keep riding." It didn't make the ride easier. I'll tell you, when I stop my bike and it leans to the left and I got to support the weight of the bike and my body on my left leg, it hurts. It hurts. And there was a couple spots that was, I don't know, kind of dangerous, or almost fell over again because I couldn't hold my weight up with my left ankle. Again, just little learning experiences. And just opportunities to remind myself to be careful as I can be, and leave the rest in God's hands, and keep going forward, and keep picking yourself up, and keep brushing yourself off, and keep making your bed, and keep doing your stretching, and keep thinking of 5 things you're grateful for as you climb out of bed in the morning. And Mortgage Zeus says, "I am the Evel Knievel of scooters." I am the Evel Knievel of scooters. Maybe I should get rid of Coffee with Ken as a logo and change it to Evel Knievel of scooters. I met Evel Knievel, by the way. He was at a blackjack table somewhere with me. Somewhere. It might have been Robbie Knievel. It might not have been Evel. It might have been Evel Knievel. I might have met them both. I think he's got a son named Robbie Knievel. I don't know. Good morning, Maverick. Good morning, Ryan. Well, we have a nice little audience today. I so appreciate you guys. I so appreciate you guys. But my coffee's running low. And my dad's sitting inside drinking his coffee, playing on his phone. My sister's getting ready for work. My nephew's getting ready for work. And I want to get inside and get another cup of coffee and start my day with my family and share some stories and hear what's going on in their lives and say some nice things and feel comfortable and feel at home and get ready for my day. So one more sip of coffee. Anyway, it's Tuesday morning. I want to thank you for joining. Slightly abridged version of Coffee with Ken. But again, I want to get inside and talk to my dad and have some coffee with Dad, if you will. And he could have coffee with Ken. But I appreciate you guys so much for joining. Appreciate you guys following along on my journey, sending me all the little messages of love and support you guys send me. Means a lot to me and got me through the trip and gets me through my days more often than you know. So I appreciate you guys hopping on today, and hope your week started out well, and hope you're enjoying the birds chirping and the green grass and the green trees and the sun coming up over your head. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope you're feeling good. Thank you, Mary. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.